Tensions between Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, and John Steenhuisen of the Democratic Alliance, DA, erupted during a contentious discussion in Parliament. Please kindly subscribe, like and share as we go into the details. The Thursday discussion brought attention to South Africa's continuing political conflict. Dr. Ndlozi called Steenhuisen a matriculant in an acerbic remark that launched the discussion. This word is often used to characterize a person who has finished high school but has not continued their education. Ndlozi's statement was meant to minimize Steenhuisen's credentials by implying that he is not well educated enough to hold a position of political authority. Steenhuisen answered Ndlozi's slur with promptitude. In defense of himself, he said that a large number of individuals with advanced degrees such as masters and doctorates have engaged in grave misbehavior, especially when it comes to stealing from retirees. His remarks were intended to show that honesty and good governance are not necessarily correlated with educational attainment. The conversation between the two presidents highlights a larger problem in South African politics, where insults and personal assaults are frequent. Numerous onlookers pointed out that these conflicts divert attention from crucial conversations about regulations and leadership. Instead of concentrating on important national concerns like social fairness and economic recovery, the discussion devolved into a personal spat. Concerns have been raised about the debate's tone by both leaders' detractors. They contend that insulting remarks and personal attacks are detrimental to productive discourse. Rather, they think that political leaders need to concentrate on finding answers to South Africa's problems, such as unemployment, poverty, and corruption. Public participants and political experts shared their opinions on social media as the discussion went on. Many urged politicians to have meaningful conversations instead of using insults in political debate, calling for a more polite approach. Some have even gone so far as to say that this kind of behavior damages Parliament's credibility overall. A broader discussion on the status of South African politics has been triggered by the occurrence. A lot of people want to know whether politicians are putting their own interests ahead of the requirements of the people they are supposed to represent. The discussion has sparked debate over the efficacy of the political leadership as it is and if a shift in strategy is warranted. The disagreement between Mr. Steenhuisen and Dr. Ndlozi serves as a reminder of the difficulties confronting South African politics. It is more crucial than ever to have civil and fruitful conversations while the nation struggles with major problems. Once more, leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, Juliusmalema, harshly criticized President Cyril Ramaphosa's opening of Parliament address, calling it dull and uninspired. During a news conference on Wednesday, Malema compared the president's speech to the moans of a badly wounded buffalo, claiming that the president's words were more indicative of tiredness and defeat than of leadership and vision. "You talked as if you were a lost soul. That stale speech produced nothing inspiring," Malema blasted, casting doubt on Ramaphosa's capacity to guide the country through its present difficulties. In the face of economic hardship, unemployment, and social instability, he accused the president of failing to deliver South Africa the direction and inspiration it so sorely needs. Malema was especially critical of Ramaphosa's alleged lack of struggle experience in his statements. How can someone who never really battled for our people's freedom comprehend the suffering and hopes of the masses? Malema said, Ramaphosa has shown that he is cut off from realities on the ground. There has been a lot of discussion over the EFF leader's remarks. Malema's supporters contend that his criticism reveals genuine dissatisfaction with the functioning of the administration and its lack of charismatic leadership. They cite enduring problems like load shedding, high unemployment rates, and pervasive corruption as proof that the present government is not doing enough to address the concerns of regular South Africans. Ramaphosa's supporters, however, maintain that the president spoke candidly and realistically about the state of the nation. They contend that his emphasis on workable solutions and his appeal for cooperation and teamwork show a responsible attitude to government. Malema's sharp criticism, according to political observers, is a part of a larger plan to establish the EFF as the main opposition voice before the next elections. Malema hopes to gain support from disenchanted voters and those looking for more drastic reforms by openly criticizing Ramaphosa's leadership and struggle record. As the political debate intensifies,